episode of Geeks That Lift, where we bring you everything from wrestling, horror, and especially the Geekverse. I am your host, Mark the Freaking Weekend, joined by your other host, Mr.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's no more Battalion Stallion with Geeks That Lift. So for now on, it's going to be Coconut. That's capital K, little lowercase o, capital K, lowercase o, hyphen, capital K, lowercase n, lowercase u, capital T, exclamation point. From now on, the Freaking Rican and Coconut, we will be addressed as the Muscle Bros. So, yeah, it's a new podcast. It's a new day. It's a new episode. It's a new world. A whole new world.
A whole new world.
I can't fucking wait. Let's get right down to it.
All right, so we're getting down to today. Last time we talked about a lot of the CW shows and some horror stuff, including the movie Halloween, which I finally saw yesterday, and it is a great movie. For all you naysayers who are complaining about the movie, shut the fuck up.
Shut up.
It is an awesome movie. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you go see it. It is right down the lines of part one. Very good movie. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that's very near and dear to me and Coconut's heart.
Coconut.
Okay, which is comic books.
Woo!
All right, we've finally been waiting for a podcast based on comic books, and here we go. We're going to talk about some of the most influential comic books that have come out. And I'm going to start with the holy grail of them all, Action Comics #1.
Ooh, well, yeah, of course.
You can't do anything other than that.
It's you know what? That was the. I mean, we're kind of biased opinions here because, you and I are both confirmed and unconfirmed Superman fanatics. I mean, I got the S tattooed on my arm.
We have Kryptonian writing on us.
Kryptonian writing on us. We got. Everything Superman. Shit, I got a Superman shrine in my apartment.
Yes.
So. Yeah. I love me some Superman, man. I love some Superman, man.
Well,
that's like a double negative.
I find it influential because if you think up until that point, most comic books were Western, Sherlock Holmes type shit.
Yeah.
That not only was it a good comic, but it created a whole genre after that.
Is it genre or is it genre?
Genre.
Like a je ne sais quoi or is it je ne sais quoi?
Je ne sais quoi.
I don't know. Yeah. Action Comics #1, man, 1938. That's the one that started it all. That's the one that started the whole big superhero movement. Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster. I think they were Jewish.
Yeah, two little Jewish boys. Man.
Yeah, two little Jewish boys decided that they wanted to change. Well, they didn't know that they were going to change the game.
They did it.
They absolutely changed the game. And I'll go on record and say that maybe Superman is. I mean, again, I may be a biased opinion. If you agree with me or don't agree with me, I don't care. But he is the quintessential superhero. Now, if our former co-host here, the Battalion Stallion, would sit here, he would just rip Superman apart.
Of course,
because I remember that. He doesn't like Superman. He just figured that, the analogy that he used to use, because me and him have gotten into many debates about Superman, the merits of Superman, is, he likes to think his superheroes, he wants his superheroes to have like one power and that's it.
Yeah.
He was like, what happened with, now mind you, this is in homage to, our late, not so great Battalion Stallion. Man, I'm a little mean-spirited today, ain't I?
Did your bagel not get cut today?
My bagel did not get cut. I didn't even have a bagel. I haven't had a bagel in about a week and a half. That's an inside joke, folks. But he was like, he equates it to a teacher giving a project to their class on create a superhero and, present it to the class. One person, and you get that one kid that just had no imagination whatsoever. So he sat in the back of the class and the person was like, yeah, my superhero, he can fly. So he was like, oh yeah, my superhero can fly too. My other superhero has heat vision. Oh, you know what? My superhero has heat vision too. So my superhero is really, really strong. Well, you know what? My superhero is really, really strong too. And let's make him an alien. So, that's what he's like. He's like, he has too many powers. But that's the point of it, man.
That's the thing. It's just Uberman, Superman.
Yes. It just,
okay.
His thing, truth, justice, the American way. That was the thing. He was an alien. An illegal alien, some might say.
Some might say.
But,
no wall can keep him out.
Yeah. But it just, it's the thing. To me, he's the top hero. He is the ultimate Boy Scout. He doesn't kill. He's all about fair justice. And, he's an immigrant. So
yeah.
I don't know. Now, it's awesome.
The one thing I find funny is most people don't remember. We remember this because, again, we're Superman aficionados.
Yes.
Is he didn't fly.
You're right.
In the first, was it the first one, the first couple? Because it was Action Comics. Mm-hmm. They didn't release Superman 1 until later down the line.
Way later.
But he didn't fly. He leaped. That's why it was able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. Mm-hmm. Like, he never really flew. Most people don't remember that.
Yep. He was just really, really strong.
Really, really strong. He had awesome quad strength.
Yeah, he didn't have to develop a lot of his powers till later on. But, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Now, how do you feel his character has evolved from then? Because, again, like you said, when you look at superheroes, the upper echelon, you put Superman right up there. Because if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have any of the other guys.
You're right.
Because their version of Superman was Flash Gordon. Back in the day, come on. Flash Gordon wasn't really a superhero.
Flash Gordon was the shit.
He was, but he was sci-fi. But he wasn't really a superhero, man.
And he played for the Jets. Come on. His nemesis was Ming the Merciless.
Ming the Merciless.
A dude with an Oriental name played by a white guy.
But I'm saying it's like, for me, I always hold, like, I love some of the Marvel guys, but for me, like you said, I always go back to Superman. He's always going to be my one true tried superhero.
Yeah.
All the time. If I have to buy a comic, a shirt, a figure, whatever it's going to be, 9 times 10 it's going to be Superman.
Man. It's that shield. That shield is iconic.
It is.
That shield, you put it on your chest and you feel super.
Super.
Pun intended.
Now, I would have to feel number 2 is on the flip side of Superman's morals, has to be Batman. Yes. Wouldn't you say that would be, ow? I'm over here breaking shit.
Did you just hit yourself?
Yes, I did.
All right. That was the biggest thud ever.
So again, it would have to be the Detective Comics.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got Detective Comics, number 33, which is 1939, which, how many years is that? After Action Comics number 1? Let's see. Same year. No, not the same year.
When did Action?
1938. So it was a year after.
Oh, a year after.
And it's Batman. Come on. Batman's awesome. I like Batman. Batman is the anti-Superman. He's a little rougher, a little gruffer. He didn't have the.
Is gruffer a word? Or
it's gruffer. I just made it up.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Just wanted to make sure.
Jeez. Make it all. Okay. Genre. Shit. But yeah, I mean, with Batman, he didn't have the upbringing that Superman did. Superman was raised in Kansas, Ma and Pa Kent, all that good shit. Bruce Wayne, born, silver spoon in his mouth.
Exposed to violence
to violence. Parents got fucking gunned down, crime alley, and then that just put him on the path. The Detective Comics, when Batman debuted, I think, didn't he have a gun?
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah. So he wasn't the Batman that we know and love now.
Exactly. But his character has morphed a lot.
He was a quintessential vigilante.
Yes.
He did his thing. And, his morals were questionable. It was because he was so fucked up in the head, he decided he beat some people up. But the thing about Batman that I like more than anything, though, is his rogues gallery. Not so much Batman, but the villains. I got Superman's my all-time favorite hero.
Yeah.
And then on the flip side, you would think because Superman's my all-time favorite hero, that Lex Luthor would be my all-time favorite villain. Nope. The Joker is my all-time favorite villain.
Really?
So that's just yeah. Because I mean, what everything that Superman is, the Joker is not, and Joker's a fucking just a beast. That everything. He's an agent of chaos. He doesn't have a rhyme or reason why he does things. It's just because he wants to, like the quote Michael Caine's character, Alfred in the Batman movies, the Chris Nolan Batman movies. He just wants to watch the world burn. That's
exactly.
It. He just wants to do shit for the sake of doing shit. He's just psychotic, and that's pretty awesome.
No, I feel that the best antagonists to the hero are almost like their mirror image. Just switch, like kind of like Batman and the Joker are kind of like what one would become if they didn't draw a line. Like Batman could be the Joker if he didn't draw that line that he doesn't kill and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you look at Superman and Lex Luthor, whereas Superman, he uses like, the Fortress of Solitude and shit. Yep. He's trying to create cures for this, and he's always doing some kind of scientific study and shit like that.
Yep.
Lex Luthor does it, but he does it for his own gains.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why I think those characters work well with their heroes, so to speak.
Yeah. I mean, they're kind of mirror images of each other. But I mean, honestly, I don't know. I don't know if I agree too much with the Batman and the Joker, because I mean, they're not really mirror images of each other, because if they were mirror images of each other, well, maybe. I don't know. Is a mirror image of somebody the complete opposite of somebody, or is it somebody that's the same but with subtle differences? Dead air.
That is a question for another time.
That might be a question for another time, because right now I don't.
So you people who are listening, when you hear this podcast,
that's an essential question right there.
When you people hear this podcast, you're gonna have to chime in.
Yes, please. Yes.
Now, where do you? This is one question I've always wanted to know, because I'm a big fan of Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Where do you put him in Batman's role gallery?
Deathstroke. That's a good one.
Because every time they faced each other, it's been like almost like a fucking tit for tat type of a fight. I see what I did there.
Tit. I don't know. I you know what? I like Deathstroke, but I'm not. I don't know if it's. I don't know.
You gotta admit, I mean, he was so cool.
He's an awesome.
Marvel,
fucking,
Marvel
character.
Deadpool was a kind of a little play on.
Yeah, I mean, Deathstroke is Slade Wilson. Deadpool's
Wade Wilson.
They both of their costumes are kind of similar.
Mm-hmm.
It's
they both have swords and guns and shit.
Swords and guns. Yeah. It's I don't know. Deathstroke for me is like a secondary or third tier character.
Really?
He's not really like an upper echelon type.
So for you,
character.
For you, Rogues Gallery for Batman is Joker, Penguin,
the big ones. Yeah, Joker, Penguin, Riddler, Catwoman.
Bane. Where do you put Bane?
Bane's later. Bane's later.
Yeah, later. But in his gallery, where would you put him? I mean, he did break his back.
He did break his back. And he's awesome. But yeah, I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him on the to coin a phrase from a previous episode, the Mount Rushmore of Batman's Rogue Gallery. Bane would be up there for me. It would be the OGs. It would be the Penguin, the Riddler, Catwoman, and the Joker. See,
I never understood the draw of the Penguin.
What do you mean?
A short, fat, old guy.
Yeah, but you know what? He's a short, fat, old guy, but he's super smart. He's a less attractive Lex Luthor with less money. But he's super smart and conniving, and for a while he can go out in the general public, and is in one of the stories he was actually like mayor of Gotham at one point, and it was he's smart. He's a smart dude. It's just that he got fucked up. That he was born looking like a fucking Aquabird. Yes.
Now, for me, this is one thing I've always kind of never really got as far as which is better, as far as comic books goes. Do you prefer the Golden Age Green Lantern, Silver Age Green Lantern? Which do you prefer?
I prefer that we just don't keep this all DC talk and
I'm
Marvel in there.
Oh, we're gonna throw some Marvel in there. But this is
talking all DC right now.
But this is a question that I've always because for me, I grew up with Hal Jordan.
Yeah.
But I love Kyle Reiner.
Okay.
As my Green Lantern. Yeah. And I know you're all like John Stewart and that other guy.
No, I'm not.
You're
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner is my favorite Green Lantern because he's a bad motherfucker. I mean, he's a ginger, and he wears that goofy vest
and those Ugg boots.
But but I like his attitude. He's a bad motherfucker.
Now, as far as Marvel goes,
yes.
Okay, now because I was going to go to Marvel.
Yes.
As far as more influential comics that have come out, between these two, which would you consider top? Fantastic Four, X-Men.
X-Men all day long.
Hands down.
X-Men all day long. All day long.
Well, because they brought it out right around the race riots and all that shit. So it kind of mimicked what was going on.
Yeah.
But Fantastic Four kind of extended that team group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because they took a page from the Justice League.
Yep.
Created Fantastic Four, which did well.
Yep.
And then from there, if I'm not mistaken, from there, didn't they go into X-Men? Or because the Avengers were after that, weren't they?
They all came out at about the
same time. All pretty much around the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm a huge X-Men fanatic. Influential. I mean, I don't understand. What are we talking about? Are we talking influential comics or are we talking influential characters?
Comics is X-Men comics.
You're talking, but you're not talking about we're not talking about single issue.
No, not so much single issues.
We're talking about actual
character based. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Then for me it's Batman, Superman, X-Men, Spider-Man, because I love me some Spider-Man. And then there's just some independent comics that I'm into too. But I mean, X-Men is it. I mean, it's just where DC characters are more like fantasy and gods among men and all that other stuff. Most of the Marvel shit, and especially the X-Men, it's more kind of reality based. I'm like, I mean, fucking mutants don't really exist.
Yeah.
People with an extra chromosome that gives them powers. But
if you went to Walmart every now and again, you'd think.
There's mutants, but they don't have powers. That's different.
The power of entertainment,
That's
Eugene.
Different. Yeah. Somebody takes a shit in the toys aisle and just smears it all over sporting goods. That's not a power. Not a power that I would want. But it's just no. I think the X-Men. I mean, because the X-Men was what is this? What's the word I'm looking for? Allegory? No, not allegory. Anagram? No. Starts with an A. I don't know. It was comparable to, you said it earlier,
to the race riots and all the stuff that was going on,
and the prejudices and all that. Because they had the Mutant Liberation Front. They had Senator Kelly, going against the mutants and all that shit. And so I mean, it was the X-Men is super super duper influential. Plus, it's they're a badass group. And of course, nobody fight me on this, but Wolverine, hands down, is the top X-Men character, especially breakout character.
But remember, he wasn't an original X-Men member.
He wasn't an original X-Men member.
Yeah, the original X-Men was Marvel Girl, Iceman, Cyclops, Angel, and Beast.
Angel was in it too?
Angel was in there, yeah. When he had the mask, the wings, the white wings and everything. So those were the original X-Men. Wolverine appeared in Incredible Hulk.
Yeah, in 1974 from Canada.
Yeah.
Look at that. Canadians must have been excited.
They had their own superhero.
Yep. And later we found out that he was not Canadian.
And they did a movie and an Australian played him.
Aww. So I mean, X-Men is definitely up there.
Now, as far as independent comics, because I know pretty much Image, everything's going to be Image, because Image fucking came on the scene and fucking gave Marvel and DC a run for their money.
Yeah. I mean, Image, honestly, I think an influential comic, and this is recent now, with everything is, and if we're talking about Image, is The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead, and the funny thing about The Walking Dead is that they originally didn't want to grab the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
He had to make it sound like it was going to be aliens and spaceships and this, and then he was like, "No, it's just a book about zombies.
It's just zombies.
It's just zombies.
Nobody want to do a horror book."
Yeah.
Yeah. It's you know, there was nothing like it when it came out. I mean, there's been horror comics before. There's Tales from the Crypt and creepy and eerie comics and all that other stuff, which were awesome. That's what I grew up on. But in terms of horror, modern day horror, there was the horror comic, not industry, but that subsection of the genre was waning a little bit. Nobody liked horror comics. I mean, I did. I've always bought horror comics, but that was the first one that actually connected with like a mass general audience, and it didn't. It became huge. And
would you think it was
TV show and all that other stuff?
Would you think it was the style? Because wasn't it like originally just like black and white? There's really no color to it and everything.
It's still that way.
Still that way, or was it just the straight storyline to it?
It's the story. The story. It's awesome because what it is, it's like it's a zombie book, but it's character driven. So and there's
it's
so many
not just zombies
characters.
chasing these people.
It's not because that shit would get boring after a while. But it was it was character driven. You had the main group with Glenn and Dale and Andrea and Rick and Shane and Carl and Lori and I think that's all of them. There was no Daryl Dixon. That was the TV show.
That was on TV show.
Then
he became the most popular character.
Then Michonne shows up and she's a fucking badass. And then they got the storyline with the governor. And then they go to the prison. And then I think the prison and the governor. One of those two.
Yeah.
And then, with Woodbury, then, you got Negan, who to me is one of my favorite all-time villain / anti-hero in comics. Because when he debuted, it was awesome because he killed the shit out of Glenn. Spoilers for those who, been living on the rock for the last 5 years.
Pretty much.
But it was ridiculous when he debuted in the comic. It was like a Mack truck, and he killed the shit out of fucking Glenn. I almost cried when I read that issue. But it was good. And then also, what they did too, Robert Kirkman did, which was awesome, is that he kind of humanized him too, and he gave him like a method, and and showed him in a backstory, and they showed like why he named the bat Lucille and what he did before the zombie apocalypse and just everything. And then you find out, hey, he's not such a bad guy after all. But he just went about doing things kind of fucked up. But yeah, that's what I like. I mean, again, for me, Walking Dead is one of the top influential comics.
Now, for me, I'm a horror fan. Not as much to the point of you, of course, obviously, but if you grew up in the 80s, you're a horror fan.
Yeah.
Because that's when the bulk of the movies came out.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you grabbed the first Walking Dead comic? Like, it's almost like you said you bought horror comics,
yes,
but here goes a genre that you're into, zombies, and in a comic book form.
Yep.
So, I mean, what were your thoughts? Like, did you think, this is not going to catch on?
I mean, honestly, I'm not going to be a poser and be like, yeah, I've been a fan since the very first when Walking Dead #1 came out. No. I got on the bandwagon late. Let me see. I started collecting Walking Dead. Actually, the dude that owns the comic book store that I go to,
Queen City.
Yeah, Queen City Comic Books on Main Street.
Go and check them out. Got to check them out.
Emil Novak Jr. and Senior, both great guys. I've been going there for 25 years now. But Junior was the one that turned me on to it. Yeah, okay. He was like, "You're a big horror fanatic." He goes, "You're into Walking Dead?" I was like, "Nope." And he's like, "You got to get into Walking Dead." And I was like, "All right." So he hooked me up with a couple back issues. I started reading them, and I was hooked. I was hooked. So yeah, it's been. I think I started somewhere in the 40s or 50s,
and then just backtracked.
And then I bought the graphic novels, the 4 or 5 issue graphic novels, just to catch up real quick.
Yeah,
and then it's been single issues ever since. Like I got all the influential issues, the single issues, and
when Glenn dies, and
it's good, all of it. Yeah, Michonne. I got when Abraham showed up, when Eugene showed up. Eugene, and a lot of the main storylines, the whole governor storyline, like all of it was. It's awesome, and it's still, I mean, yeah, there's some issues that are a little slow paced, but not every issue is going to be a home run.
Yeah,
but it leads to something, and all the storylines that they've had thus far are awesome. Like right now, I'm excited for the TV show, even though the TV show is kind of waning a little bit. I think it's on its last legs now. They're bringing on the Whisperer storyline, which I already read in the comic last year, year before, and that storyline is awesome. I can't wait to see what they do with that.
Now that's one thing. Again, here we always go a little bit off topic. You people should be used to that already.
Yeah, you people.
Do you feel that's it's a natural thing that occurs, that how when they make a show out of a comic book, it starts off strong and then somewhere down the line it kind of just loses its speed. Yet the comic book can still be going strong, but the show kind of just loses its I don't know, it's momentum.
No, I don't think that happens at all. I think that us comic book collectors, we're gonna, no matter what, whether a TV show, if we have our favorite comics, we have our favorite comics, and we're gonna pull our comics every week that come out, no matter what. And I think it all depends on the writers, the story, the artists. No matter what, there's gonna be storylines of comics that you're not gonna vibe with.
Yeah,
but the comic book collectors, the ones that the avid, rabid ones that, loyal ones that go and purchase their comics every week, if they do leave, they'll come back. And I don't think it's going to influence if a TV show does well or it doesn't do well. I don't think it's going to influence sales at all. As a matter of fact, once a TV show comes out, I think it'll boost sales for the comics, because you're going to get people that haven't read the comics before, and they're gonna watch the show, love the show, and go, "Holy shit, I got to check out the comic."
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it only helps the industry.
Yeah, because like I said, I remember with me when I got mentioned The Walking Dead, which you are a huge fan of, was Darkest Night or Blackest Night. Blackest Night.
Yep.
Blackest Night and Brightest Day storyline for me was the shit.
That was awesome.
When you told me about it, and people, if you don't know what it is, it's pretty much DC and zombies.
Yeah.
Okay, with the Black Lanterns and all that shit is an awesome storyline.
Cool storyline.
And then Brightest Day came out and continued that momentum forward.
Yeah.
Which didn't like the old, well, spoilers. Didn't like the main good guy end up being Swamp Thing.
Yes.
Right? That's almost like the way that storyline ended.
Yep. The dirtiest fucking hero in DC history ends up being the Brightest Day.
Yeah, the Brightest Day. The savior of everything was Swamp Thing. Now where do you put Spawn? In there?
I like Spawn.
Because I think Spawn made it okay for comic books to be a little bit more violent, a little bit more mature audience based.
Sure. I mean, Spawn hit a lot of milestones when it came out. I mean, it showed that an artist, Todd McFarlane, could go out on his own from working with Marvel or DC, and
he did both,
make something.
Right?
I don't know.
I know he did Spider-Man. I know he did Spider-Man.
Yeah, I don't know if he worked for DC. He might have, but I don't know. I just collect his toys, so. But yeah, he's he showed that he can go out and do his own thing, and I mean that's when he formed Image. Though.
Yeah, him and a couple of other artists.
Spawn was one of the main Image titles.
Spawn, the Youngbloods. Yeah. Wildcats.
Yep. Wildcats. Yep.
Yeah. There's a couple of them.
Yeah. And I mean, he showed that he can do it, and that Image was going to turn into, healthy competition for the other big two. And yeah, Spawn was awesome. Spawn, it was, the fucking the
clown
the agent, and it was a black dude. There's never really been like a black cool hero. I mean, people are going to argue, hey, what about Black Panther? Hey, what about Luke Cage? Not like this, man.
Yeah.
Not like this.
This guy
you can't compare.
His cover, I mean, even the first cover just looked fucking awesome.
It was awesome. I actually just picked it up a few weeks back.
Yeah.
At a con. But yeah, it was awesome. It was kind of sadistic, and it was what, the best representation of the comic actually I think was better than the comic was the cartoon that they did on HBO.
That was awesome.
That was such a good show.
Yes. I actually have it on DVD, the whole thing.
Yeah.
I had to get it because it
didn't pull any punches. It was so good. It was so good.
Violent as hell.
Yep.
It was they showed what they couldn't really show so much in the comics. So like, okay, if we can't really do this in the comics, like they can show somebody getting killed, but not the whole bullet going in, blood.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah. we can do it in the show.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like I tuned in, and then when they canceled it, I was like, no.
Yeah. Then they had animated titties and animated fucking, and it was crazy. And you
had Chapel.
And it kind of, and it, it's weird. Is it weird that it kind of turned me on?
Just a little.
Is it?
Just
I mean, isn't there like anime porn and shit out there? I don't know. I'm just wondering, man.
There is anime porn.
I'm just wondering if you're into that. It was weird that I was pulling my pud to, ink and paper. I mean,
oh God.
I don't know.
Okay, so there's another question. Chime in, people. Is it weird? Is it not weird? Is it okay?
This is not an existential question. By the way, it's. I just want to know if I'm a freak or not. I just want to know. I'm sorry. I feel dirty right now.
You do. See,
I don't know why.
See? It's like in the last podcast.
What do you mean? Well, let's not talk about that. Let's not revisit that. All right, moving on.
I remember the way every time somebody would ask me about Spawn, I actually quoted Todd McFarlane, and when he said that he believes Spawn is what Batman should have become.
Yes.
As violent as he was, and just he didn't give a shit. He didn't, if you were a bad guy, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Pretty much. That's it.
Yeah.
He's not gonna beat you and hang you up and wait for the cops to come to arrest you. No, you're dead. If you came into his alleyway, you're fucking dead.
You're fucking dead.
That's it. Even if you weren't fucking with him, you could have been fucking with one of the homeless guys. Okay, he was going to kill you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
And he had the cool fucking cape and
that had a mind of its own.
Yeah. And then, like Clown was an awesome villain. And, then they represented the devil and Mount Bolgia. And it was just cool. It was just a cool storyline.
It was a very original storyline. Like I said, betraying the devil, using the powers against him. And like I said, I don't think I don't know, man. Has anything been that original? As far as not like comic book wise,
not like that. Not like
that. Like coming out with something like totally far.
Yeah.
So like a lot of Christians were upset. Not not to offend any of my Christian brethren.
Christians always getting upset. No offense.
I was just gonna say. There's like no offense, man. No offense. No offense. So what would you feel would be anything like? Because I'm saying like there's been a lot of good single comic books that have been very influential. Certain issues.
I mean, certain issues. There's certain runs and series that were influential. I mean, if you want to talk, one off the top of my head right now is Watchmen.
Oh my God!
Come on! All right, that's one.
You cannot be a comic book fan and not know about Watchmen.
Yes. I mean, Watchmen. It was so good. It was so gritty. It was so. It kind of humanized. Superheroes. Found out that they had the same problems.
They have flaws. They have
insecurities.
The comedian.
Oh,
I mean,
God.
come on.
It was just, the fucking the night owl dude, had fucking erectile dysfunction. He couldn't get his dick up. There was just shit. It's weird. Is that all I focus on? I'm just thinking about it. I'm just like, dick. But stop it.
Things you learn in the podcast.
Yeah, things you learn in this podcast. But it was just, I don't know. I liked it. I thought it was awesome, and it didn't have a happy ending. And it was good. It was good. I remember reading when I read. I'm not going to be a poser and be like, yeah, I collected it from the beginning. No. The graphic novel, all the collected works, all together. I read that shit in one sitting.
Me too. Yeah,
that was a big fucking book.
I would hear people talk about Watchmen, but I'm like, what the fuck is this? Everybody keeps talking about Watchmen.
So good.
And then, like, I would see it when you go to the comic book shops when they were back in the day, dimly lit and shit.
Yeah.
You would see, like, the smiley face. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck?
Yeah, with the blood stain on it. Yep. Who watches The Watchmen?
Yeah. And then my boy actually, he had the whole graphic thing with all of them.
Yeah.
So I read it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty fucking cool.
It was really good. It was so good. It's still every once in a while, every few years, I'll pick it up and I'll reread it. And also... I don't understand why. I mean, like right now, Zack Snyder gets a lot of fucking guff and shit because people say that he ruined the whole DC movie universe. Pardon me. Ooh, that was a burp. But I like Zack Snyder, and I think that Watchmen, the movie, has got to be one of the most accurate, faithful adaptations
to the
comic book ever.
Okay.
One of them.
The
other one was Sin City.
Yes.
Sin City was they literally ripped the fucking page off the comic and threw it on the screen.
Pretty much.
Which was awesome. But Watchmen was awesome. I remember seeing it in the theater going, oh, this is the best movie ever.
Yeah, but when I was watching in the theater,
I fucking stood up and I applauded after the the
You did?
I rarely do that.
Did you do the 80s, the slow build?
Oh, no. I was like, beautiful. Beautiful. I mean, you saw Dr. Manhattan's dick. Oh, wait a minute. Here we go again.
We know where Eugene's eyes venture in the comic books and in movies, man.
Yeah, apparently I got a thing for dick. Comic dick. Fuck.
I think that makes it okay that it's not real dick. It's comic book dick.
This is like a therapy session. It's weird. Finding out all sorts of fucked up shit about me. Coco Nut likes to bust a nut. On comic dicks.
On comic dicks.
Jesus Christ. All right. We're going to have to ask our white IT guy to edit that out.
They're going to edit. Okay. White IT guy.
White IT guy, please. Please don't make it seem like I like a lot of dick.
Now, what do you feel? Because I remember the one I liked it when they started doing Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Yeah, that was cool.
There were a lot of political shit in those comic books, man.
Yeah.
It was very political.
Yeah.
Like, they talked a lot about race and drugs and shit when Speedy was shooting dope and shit.
Yeah. That shit got real.
It got real pretty fucking quick. Real. And I think they were doing that to kind of counteract Marvel, because Marvel, like you said, Marvel was doing a lot of real world shit.
Yeah.
Like in Spider-Man, they did one that had to do with drugs that they didn't want to print.
Yeah.
So they had to release it without the code.
Yep.
The comic, what is it? The
comics code.
The comic book code of it. They had to release it without that because they didn't approve it.
Yep.
You know, it was like those. So there are a lot of one-offs that actually mean shit.
Yeah.
But as far as comic books in general, man, another one that I liked to run was Civil War.
Ooh, so good.
Civil War was a very
good. Civil War was good. I liked it.
I remember you let me all the, because I hadn't read it, and you asked me about it. I'm like, no, what is that? And you played it to me like, I'm gonna bring them in tomorrow.
Yeah, Civil War 2, not so much.
I don't even know what the premise of Civil War 2 was. I know it was Iron Man and Marvel and Captain Marvel.
Yeah, they were going at odds. I don't even think I finished reading the whole line because I was like, this is dumb. I mean, they ended up killing the fucking Hulk. Oh shit! Spoilers. You know what? Fuck that. You know what? If you got it, I'm speechless. But. Wait a minute. I'm losing my train of thought.
Let him gather his words.
Let me gather my words because I don't want to say dick again. It's just, no matter what we talk about here, just keep in mind, we're going to spoil shit. So if you haven't read it or whatever, just don't listen. No, listen. Please listen.
Listen, it might give you a little extra oomph to go read it.
Yeah, there's going to be, you know what? Maybe we'll do a spoiler warning or spoiler alert and before every episode, just be like, we're going to talk about some shit.
And spoiler alert.
Shit. So there you go. Dick. So yeah, I mean with Civil War 2, once they shot Banner in the head and killed the Hulk. Like I was like, all right, that's it. I don't know, kind of weird, kind of fucked up, and it was Hawkeye that did it. Like it was strange, and I never finished it. Maybe one day I will, but not right now.
See, I like the Civil War one was cool because again, obviously that's where Captain America died and then miraculously came back. Yeah. But
and Spider-Man unmasked himself.
Spider-Man, and then the whole dynamic of Spider-Man, the battle between whose side does he pick? That's when we got the Iron Spider, of course.
Yep.
But yeah, it was that storyline was awesome. Like,
yes,
I don't know, because again, you're more into the comics than I am. I love comics, but I'm not. I collect figures.
Yes,
I can't do both. I got too much going on.
I can do both.
Well, you collect the Pop Funkos in general and horror movie figures.
Well, I mean, I collect horror pops and I collect horror movie figures like now because my collection just got way too big. Just collecting everything else and wrestling figures and then all that other stuff. But that's a episode for another day.
It is.
We're talking about comics.
Yes, it is. So what would you say about another? What would you consider to be another kind of like influential series, like character based that came out?
Dark Knight Returns.
Okay, that you talk about that storyline. That you
fuck yeah.
But did it was the birth of Michael Keaton Batman.
I mean, kind of, but I mean, Dark Knight Returns.
He used the darkness of the Dark Knight Returns for that.
Yeah.
As a inspiration for that.
Yeah, Dark Knight Returns just turned the whole Batman, not the whole mythos on its head, but just everything turned on its head. It was older Batman. It was
miserable Batman.
Miserable fucking Batman.
Shit.
Overly
happy Superman.
It was almost like a post-apocalyptic Gotham City. They had those fucking mutant fucking gangs.
Mutant leader.
There was a girl Robin. There was just so much shit, and it just flowed. And Frank Miller fucking killed it. That storyline, I loved it. I didn't like so much Dark Knight 2. I didn't like the Dark Knight 3 so much because it just got stupid. But that first one, Dark Knight Returns, with, even like the Joker, he kills the Joker, man. He snaps his neck and I think he burns him afterwards. It's fucked up, man. You see that shit.
What about Killing Joke?
Killing Joke's another one, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
Killing Joke's another one.
I venture back to DC because DC's had some fucking hits, man.
They have.
DC's had some fucking home runs.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Well, now, yeah. Now.
Yeah.
When they redid the whole, like you said, they do the whole New 52, then that's now done and all the other original guys are back.
Yeah, that was just, DC, EC is a different, EC comics were awesome too. But DC, I think now they're just throwing shit on the wall and seeing, what sticks. Because, they tried the whole New 52 thing, which, was kind of cool in the beginning. But it just wasn't the same. I picked up a bunch of titles.
I remember you told me,
came out, and I was reading them. And then after a while, I was like, nah, I don't like it.
Didn't they have Lois Lane was like a superwoman?
After a while, yeah.
It was like a whole different.
Listen, now they got a super family, though, because the original Superman, New 52 Superman died. So the other Superman find out that the other Superman, the original Superman, was just hanging out on the farm, chilling, doing his thing, fucking Lois, and they had a kid. And they were just hanging out, and then he was like, "Oh, this Superman's dead. All right, time for me to come back." It was just, I don't know. It was crazy, but I like the old Superman. This old Superman's back. I think he has underwear back outside of his his pants.
It's not the one suit thing anymore.
I don't think it's the all blue suit anymore. I could be wrong, but then I haven't kept up on it in a while. But yeah, we're talking about influential Dark Knight Returns.
Kingdom Come. That dude.
Kingdom Come. I just read that over again 3 weeks ago.
I love that fucking comic book, dude.
It's so good.
Long hair, white beard Superman.
Yeah.
Fucking holding the tractor and shit up in the air. Dude, that's it.
It was good. It was Batman, old as shit. If
you've never read Kingdom Come, pretty much here's the premises. All the old school superheroes kind of went their own way, stopped fighting, doing other things, and they let this younger group of superheroes come on board who are more violent, didn't really care about, the innocent bystanders, and were just doing stupid, crazy shit. So a lot of the old guard had to come back and kind of show them, hey, this is how we do things. And literally we got the return of Superman, Batman, Green Lantern. Wasn't the Flash all like energy at that point or something? He was
he was all Speed Force.
Speed Force and everything. All you saw was his helmet, the old school helmet.
Yep.
Yeah, so if you haven't read it, go out and get it. I'm telling you, it's a very good read. You can get it in the graphic novel. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's an awesome read.
It's an awesome storyline. Almost like a what if? No, is it a what if? Or is it part of canon?
Canon? Like the camera people?
No, not the camera people. Jesus Christ, man. Oh my God. Wow. Man. I thought we got rid of the corniest with the Italian stallion. Yeah. Dick. So
that's gonna be the phrase.
That's gonna be the phrase of the day. Dick. No, I think. Wait, what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought.
Kingdom Come.
Yeah, Kingdom Come. Kingdom Come, I think it's canon. I think it's considered canon because it's in the future.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it is an influential storyline. There's just so many though.
But that's the thing.
There's easily over 100 influential storylines. If you want to talk about storylines, let's do what it was, a Crisis on Infinite Earth.
Yes,
that was one. What was another one?
Wasn't it the original Sandman comic book that actually won an award?
Yeah. Neil Gaiman.
That actually won a fucking award for being a.
Yep.
I think that's when people started noticing. Wait a minute, hold up here. This is not just comic, but this is art here.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I think that's when it went more mainstreamish.
It's when it stopped being for kids.
Exactly.
And started catering to the older adolescents, adults. Because I mean, a lot of the comics that I read now are adult-based
comic books. Yeah.
I mean, I don't read fucking. I mean, yeah, I'll read my Superman, my Spider-Man, my X-Men, still, but not with the frequency that I do still my Walking Dead. Right now, even though it ended a trend years ago, and solely because of the show, I was never into Preacher.
Okay.
Until the show started.
Yeah.
And I picked up all the graphic novels on that, and holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me it's fucking
that comic. Oh my God.
The one comic I like that not too many people know about. I think you got to be a hardcore comic book fan to know about the one that you put me on. Was it Splatterhouse? I think it was called.
Hack Slash.
Yep.
Hack Slash was good. I'm surprised that Hack Slash hasn't been made into a movie, into a TV show, or anything, because that thing is tailor made for TV.
It is. But she's like the daughter of a serial killer.
Yep, of a slasher.
And then she's got a friend that looks like fucking Jason Voorhees,
like a mutated Jason
Voorhees. Yeah, it was.
And she dresses all in like goth shit.
Yep.
And they just go out hunting slashers. And then they've had the run-ins with Freddy. They've had run-ins with Jason. They've had run-ins with Chucky.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awesome fucking comic.
It is, man. I like it.
And then they ended their run, and then they came back with one-offs, and but yeah, that's a good comic. That's a good independent comic to pick up is Hack Slash. Plus, I got the omnibuses and the graphic novels. So you can pick it up at your local comic book store.
Queen City
in Buffalo, New York. Just travel from wherever you're at right now.
Yeah, to Queen City.
Take a plane and go to Queen City. Queen City Bookstore on Main Street in Buffalo.
Mention Coconut.
Mention Coconut. And get no discount.
I mean, you just mention him. Just mention me.
Actually, don't mention me. They might kick you out of the store. They might have to do that likes dick. Get out of here.
You freak. Like, you know what I've never been a big fan of, and probably people are gonna fucking like, oh, wait a minute, you're a geek and you're not. I was never a fan of the Star Wars comic books.
Yeah, you know what? Neither was I.
I never got it. I knew about them.
I had a few of them, but yeah, I didn't. And I'm a huge Star Wars fanatic. But yeah, the comics just didn't do it. But I'm not. Maybe fanatic is too strong a word. I am an admirer. I'm a Star Wars admirer of the TV shows and the movies.
Yes.
I don't read the books.
Yeah.
I don't read the comics. I don't do any of that, extended universe shit. So I just stick with the media that the general audience, the general audience gets fed, and I like it. But I'm also one of the few people too that, I both love Star Trek and Star Wars equally.
Ooh, that's sacrilege right there, dude.
Well, whatever, man. That's okay. I'm like a Muslim that eats pork.
Oh my God.
Too much? Too much? I don't know what to tell you.
We'll have our white IT guy.
White IT guy. I'm gonna need you to edit that out for me. Yeah.
So what about another one that I like? A storyline that I know you fucking. I never read it until you kept fucking talking about it, and I think you talked about it for like a week straight. Was Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan was good, man.
You fucking hyped that comic book so much that I had to fucking read it.
That was a good story, man. That was a good one. I loved Old Man Logan.
Like I didn't really, because again, I fell off of the comic book scene for a while because again, I concentrated more on figures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But for you, every time you'd mention a comic book and you start talking about it, I'm like, oh well, I got to check that out. I'd find a way to get it and read about it. But one day, 1 week, you just went off on that and just kept talking about it. I'm like, I gotta fucking read this miserable, pissed off old man Wolverine.
Yep.
And see what the hell this shit's about.
It was so awesome because again, that was one of my favorite comic lines from back in the 80s that every issue that came out I got because it wasn't it didn't come out consistently. Was you remember the What If comics?
Yes.
Come on, those comics were awesome.
Yes,
those comics were awesome because they took actual storylines and then. What if we change this? What if we change that? And it just made it much more compelling, and it was a lot more interesting. And that's basically what I saw Old Man Logan is. That is what Old Man Logan is. It was a what if story. What if in the future, all the villains fucking took over, all the fucking heroes were dead, and the United States was split into territories, and each villain had a different territory. The Red Skull was running one. Fucking the Incredible Hulk and She-Hulk, who are cousins, by the way, fucked and had a bunch of fucking mutant Hulk kids. And that whole clan fucking end up running that territory. And there were cannibals too on top of that. Like, that was some awesome shit. And then you had, was Hawkeye blind? Because I think it was Hawkeye. Because Old Man Logan, he goes on this trip, and I think he does bring Hawkeye with him, but I think Hawkeye's blind. And it's cool because Hawkeye has the dark glasses and long gray hair and a ponytail. And, Old Man Logan's Old Man Logan. He's just like grizzled and old, and his healing factor isn't what it used to be. So he can still get fucked up and not heal as quickly. And it was a good storyline. It was a really good storyline. If you haven't read it, pick it up.
There's a couple, another good storyline that I liked a lot that I read every issue. And that's why I knew about where the Marvel movies were headed was the Infinity Gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet?
The Infinity Gauntlet, because a lot of people realize that was a long fucking storyline, man.
It was.
They had a lot of fucking people who had that fucking gauntlet.
Yep.
Okay, Silver Surfer had it at one point. Adam Warlock had it at one point.
But that's after the original storyline.
Yeah. Doctor Doom had it at one point. Yep. Drax swallowed a stone, one of the stones.
Yep.
And the comic is Drax is stupid in the original comics.
Yep. It was good. And that's, for those of you that don't know, but if you're listening to this podcast, you would know that was the storyline that they adapted for Avengers. Was the first 10 years
was building to that.
Was building towards the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. Obviously they had to change some things because there were some properties that Marvel hasn't had yet, which that'll be remedied soon because
Silver
they
Surfer.
picked it up. Silver Surfer, Fantastic Four, X-Men, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And so they got everybody's back in the Marvel family. So I'm excited to see what's going to come down in the next 10 years.
Now we're going again, spinning off from the comics, going into the movies. Yes. They're recasting the whole X-Men franchise.
I know. Well, they should.
I like the guy who plays Magneto, though.
Michael Fassbender?
I knew you'd know his name.
Of course I know his name. I know all the actors' names.
Of course you do.
But yeah, Michael Fassbender. Michael Fassbender was awesome. But then again, so was Ian McKellen. So, I think enough's enough. They tried rebooting it with the new younger cast with, Jennifer Lawrence, who only has one emotional face. She only projects one emotion on her face. And that's basically what I hear every time I see her face. I love James McAvoy as Professor X.
Oh yeah.
But everybody else, I don't know about that.
You can do without.
I can do without. The
young Cyclops.
Yeah. No, that dude just pisses me off. His face just pisses me off. I don't know why.
You got a thing with fucking actors like the guy from.
They're just so mad. I do go on a rant a bit. In the last few episodes, that's what it's been, huh?
Yeah, this actor I don't like his face.
I don't like his face. It's just you know what? I think he almost single-handedly ruined Ready Player One for me.
You raved about that movie.
I fucking love that movie. That book is the shit. I love it. But that dude's face, man, he just looks like he's taking a shit and eating a lemon at the same time. It's just, that's the kind of face that he's making. It's just like that clenching.
Why would you put those two together? Why would somebody just put those two together?
I don't know. That's
taking a shit. I'm taking a shit. Let me get this lemon.
Let me suck on this lemon
while I'm doing it.
I'm clenching. Oh, that's bitter. Like, I don't know. It just his face bothers me. He did well. He did well in the movie. I liked the movie. I still love the movie. But yeah, I don't know. As Cyclops and I don't know. I don't like his face. But yeah, they you know what? I'm totally okay with them recasting everybody.
Including Wolverine?
We need a new Wolverine. Hugh Jackman did his shit. He did his shit for almost 20 years. And kudos. And he's awesome. And whoever they cast has got some huge fucking shoes to fill. So,
I think that's the reason, going back to, like I said, we'll get back to the comics people, but we're chatting right now. I think that's the reason why we haven't had a straight one successful follower to the Superman franchise.
What do you mean?
Following Christopher Reeves, man, is a pretty hard thing to do, man.
Yeah. It's a tough act to follow, but you know what?
The closest we're gonna get was the guy. His name, please.
Henry Cavill.
There we go, Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill.
But again, I mean, I felt he was doing a good job. I don't know why they decided to squash the whole franchise.
What do you mean? They decided to squash it because they don't know what they're doing. They don't know which way they're going.
Dude, just make a Superman movie. We'll go and watch it.
Well, we'll go and watch it, but not everybody will go and watch it. And I think that's the problem that they have. It's just that the general audience, for some reason, they don't gravitate towards Superman. It's weird. Like they gravitate all day long. Batman.
Yeah, well.
Batman all fucking day long. But for some reason, Superman, they're like, nah.
Well, because there's been more Batman movies than there have been Superman movies. Batman's the one that's been thrown in our faces consistently.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
I mean, even the 66 Batman, you can still watch it. It's on like TV Land and shit like that.
Batman 66.
And then you had the Michael
Adam
Keaton.
West is a god.
You had the Michael Keaton movie. Then you had Val Kilmer. Then you had George Clooney. I know, those were all atrocities. But then you had the Christian Bale movies. So at that point, we had only had Superman Returns and Man of Steel.
Yes.
So compare the amount of Batman movies to Superman movies. I mean, we love Superman. I watched Smallville on a regular.
So did I.
That was our Superman. You know, that's our Superman fix was right there, Smallville.
Yeah.
Like we didn't see him on the big screen. When Superman Returns went out, I'm like, I'm going to watch this. It was a horrible movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Superman has a kid and shit with Lois Lane.
Yep.
I mean, but, Jesus Christ. I mean, I was so excited to watch it. And then when he was flying and, you know.
I loved it.
The line that he took from part one, it's still the safest way of traveling. I was like, from part one.
Yeah, it was a nice homage. You know, Bryan Singer did a nice homage to it. I just didn't like the whole Lex Luthor storyline, and it was back with the whole real estate bullshit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't my Lex Luthor. I mean, I love Gene Hackman. I love Kevin Spacey. Oh man, did I commit a faux pas? Because Kevin Spacey, isn't he like a pedophile now?
He's like a pedophile now,
God
dude.
damn it!
You can't say Kevin Spacey.
What? But you know what? That has nothing to do with his acting ability. But you know,
he acted like he wasn't guilty.
He acted like he wasn't guilty. Hey, no, sir, I did not diddle that boy. But
too soon? Are the wounds too soon?
Man, this is just. Why does it always go to that? Why does it always go to that? I just don't understand. God. Yeah, but I mean, I like Kevin Spacey. Fuck it. I like Kevin Spacey. I liked all of it. It was like I said, it was a nice homage. Did the movie suffer quite a bit? Yeah, it did. It did. Did it make me want to rewatch it over and over and over again?
No, it didn't. It didn't.
It didn't. But, you know, whatever. You know, c'est la vie.
C'est la vie. Like I said, that's like with the Batmans. Like I watched part one. I bought it. My mom had to buy that on VHS like 3 times.
Damn.
For as much as I watched that fucking movie.
Damn.
Like the fucking tape inside started crinkling and shit from all the rewinding and fucking shit like that.
Yeah.
So
you had to fix the tracking on it.
Oh my God.
Oh, we're showing our age now.
I'm telling you, you got the little knob tracking.
Yeah, the little tracking button.
But the Val Kilmer one, I think that's when it started dying. The Jim Carrey. Most people went to see the movie for Jim Carrey. Nobody went to see Val Kilmer.
Yeah, you're right.
Everyone see Jim because Jim Carrey was hot. He was the egg guy.
Yep.
Okay.
And he played an awesome Riddler. I like.
He did. And then you had George Clooney, who he was coming off of his success of fucking ER, and he was the Ed guy.
Yep.
And that movie was horrible.
Horrible.
There was nothing that was Arnold Schwarzenegger couldn't save that movie. Nothing was saving that movie.
It was so bad. You know what it did? It was.
They put nipples on the suit. Damn it.
Yeah, I know. And it was weird too because I think once upon a time maybe I had a little crush on Alicia Silverstone. That is who it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe I don't know. Yeah, I think I did a little bit.
You did.
Yeah. I got the tingles in my special no spot.
Clueless and
yeah. Clueless, the babysitter. Was it the babysitter? What was the name? What was the movie with her and
The Sitter?
The Sitter.
The Sitter.
Was that what it was? Yeah.
That they did part like 2 with Alyssa Milano or some shit like that.
Oh yeah, Alyssa Milano was hot back in the day. But not during Who's the Boss. More like Charmed, Poison Ivy.
You can say Who's the Boss. You were of age. You were of age.
Was I of age?
You were of age. We grew up with Alyssa.
That's
Alyssa
right.
Milano.
We were young too.
Yeah, we were young, so we can say that.
Yeah, that's right. I wasn't always this old and decrepit. Thinking about dick. You're right. Yeah, I mean, it it was terrible. The dude that took it over, the director, I forgot his name. Look at that's how bad it was. He did the last two, right?
Yep.
He did the one with Jim Carrey, and then he did the other one with Schwarzenegger. I remember watching that movie. I was like, they tried too hard to turn it into Batman 66.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Come on, with the fucking when they were going back and forth with Poison Ivy, and fucking Batman pulls out his fucking American Express
card.
What?
That it was corny.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, what?
That's what I said. It just got too corny, man.
Bane up, like it was bad. It was bad.
All the way around, no saving it.
Yeah.
Like I literally have the Batman collection, and those are the two movies that I won't watch.
Yeah,
I watch Batman Returns.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Oh, really?
And then I'll start watching my Superman collection.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's funny. But yeah, I mean, it's all right for what it's worth. I mean, then we got the Chris Nolan movies, and those were awesome. And then who knows what's going to go down the pipeline, and who is going to get recast as Batman, and what new Batman movie we're going to get. I think Batman should just take a rest for a while.
I think they should put him on the shelf.
That's what DC should do. Is they should just put him on the shelf, keep him there, let him get a little dusty.
Yeah,
let people miss him, and then bring him out. But like with anything else, try to develop somebody else. Try to develop another hero. Because I think they're going in the right direction with Wonder Woman. It looks I'm
like
taking
Aquaman.
a wait and see approach with Aquaman. I'm taking
with
Aquaman. Is that what I said? With Aquaman. That Jason Momoa, man.
He got you tongue tied.
Ooh, he got me tongue tied. He's giving me the vapors. Yeah, I mean, so far from the previews,
it looks fucking awesome. Looks awesome.
So
Black Manta is so comic book accurate. Yeah. It is ridiculous.
But again, we've been duped before. We've seen trailers and we're like, this movie's gonna be the shit. And we watch the movie and we're like, what the fuck did I just watch? So we'll see.
Some characters that I would like to see develop. I really could care less about Cyborg. I'm sorry. Maybe it's just me. I don't find him to be an interesting character.
He's boring.
Flash. Let's see how they do Flash on the big screen. I would want to see that.
You know what? From watching Ezra Miller in Justice League, I'm hopeful.
Okay.
I'm hopeful.
A character that nobody has talked about that I'm glad they mentioned him in the CW that I would like to see him at least mention, or just let's delve into his character a little bit more.
The Question.
Firestorm. Firestorm was, and man, when Super Friends came out, I was all about Firestorm, man.
No, Firestorm was cool. I don't think he's an upper echelon character.
No, but
that deserves a movie.
Not a movie, but put him in one of the movies. Like, talk about his character. Yeah, like, delve into his character base more. Like, on the CW, they did it, like, with the original. Yeah. With Ronnie Raymond, they did it a little bit. And then we got the second Firestorm, the black kid, and they delved, okay, let's talk about his storyline more.
Why is he be black?
Because the actor was black.
Oh, okay.
And he turned out, I mean, I didn't like that Firestorm. Maybe it was the guy who was playing it. I didn't like it. He was like a whiny bitch the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? I liked the first iteration. Iteration.
Can you use it in a sentence?
What? I was about to use it in a sentence. I like the first iteration.
Like a spelling bee up in here.
Yeah. The first iteration of Firestorm. I didn't like the other one so much with the black kid. I don't know why. He just got fucking annoying.
Yeah, he did. But I didn't like it.
But, I like what they did with the fire in the head and all that,
It's like literally two people mixed.
Yeah. That was cool. I like that.
And now, I know you're a big fan of Arrow. What would you think about Arrow being on the big screen?
No.
You wouldn't want to see a Green Arrow movie?
No, not at all. What I do want to see, they were thinking about doing a Green Arrow movie back in the day. David Goyer, the guy who wrote pretty much all the fucking superhero movies like back in the day, and he does. I think he writes Krypton now and a couple other stuff. But he's always he always seems to be the go-to guy when they want to develop a superhero property. He did Blade, or wrote Blade. He had a movie that he scripted out called Supermax, where it was based on the Supermax prison where all the super criminals are put. And it was going to be an escape movie because Green Arrow got put in a prison in Supermax for either being outed as Green Arrow or something. And he was in there, and the whole movie was him planning an escape, almost like an escape to Alcatraz type deal. And while he was doing and navigating through the whole movie, you would run into the different DC villains. that were incarcerated in there. That sounded like an awesome fucking idea.
Yeah.
Instead of doing a normal Green Arrow, Oliver Queen, rich boy turned into Green Arrow superhero movie, that would have been an awesome fucking segue into starting a Green Arrow franchise.
Oh fuck yeah, hell yeah,
that was the shit, and they never did it.
Oh, of course, we got Escape with Sylvester Stallone.
Yep,
that's what we got.
Yep.
Now here's the
Escape Plan.
Escape Plan, yeah. I was never big on the Guardians of the Galaxy comic book.
I was.
You were.
Yes.
Now the original or the Star-Lord? The original.
The original. Yeah, when they came out with Gamora, Drax, Rocket Raccoon, Groot, and Star-Lord, I was like, who? That was my Guardians of the Galaxy.
What are your Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, my Guardians of the Galaxy was Vance Astro and not Star-Lord, but not Starfire.
You remember? I don't.
Star something. Sylvester Stallone played him in Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2. Because Guardians of the Galaxy Part 2, that group of Ravagers were the original
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Most of them, yeah.
Most of them.
Because Ving Rhames played the fucking big dude.
Yeah.
And then Michael Rosenbaum, the guy who played Lex Luthor in Smallville, played the Crystal guy.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And then Sylvester Stallone, fuck, what's his name?
Wasn't it?
Star something.
I know it's Star something. Okay, that's why we got our phones. We're going to Google it.
Yeah, I only have 10% on my phone, so I can't look it up.
I'm going to Google it.
Yeah, Google that shit. God damn. You know what? Google's a godsend.
It is a godsend.
I love me some Google. I love me some Facebook. I mean, just social media in general.
Some Instagram?
It's just, I love me some Instagram too, but that's only just because I like looking at myself, because my Instagram page is just all pictures of me. And you can't find me on Instagram under Coco Nut. I'm sorry, folks.
No, you can't.
No, not at all. Well, the other day I was taking a shit and eating a lemon at the same time, and I made a face. And I looked at myself in the mirror as I made that face, and I was like, you know what? I look just like that douchebag from Ready Player One.
You're taking it too far, dude.
Am I? Well, I'm just killing time here while you're looking up your shit on Google.
Well, keep talking. You were talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
What was I talking about the Guardians of the Galaxy? We're trying to, what is it?
It's not giving me the name. Are you fucking kidding me?
What do you mean? Just put down original Guardians of the Galaxy, original Guardians of the Galaxy comic book lineup.
Okay, here we go. I finally brought it up, guys. Let's see if we can find it. Okay. Yondu Starhawk.
Starhawk. That's what it was. Yes. The name. Starhawk, Yondu, Vance Astro, who was a dude who came from Earth, and he wore a containment suit, which was black and white, and he had Captain America's shield.
Yes.
And then what was the big fucker's name? The big dude.
The big fucker, was that?
Something 26.
That's a cast. That's the way they gave it to me.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, man. Yondu Starhawk. Nikki. What the fuck is Nikki? Alita Ogord. Who the fuck is that? What's going on here? Maybe that was the original team. Maybe they had. That's a lie. That's a lie. Because look at the big motherfucker right there.
I know.
They got. Look, it's on the cover of the original magazine. The original comic. Yeah. It was something 26. Okay.
And that's the character that Ving Rhames was playing, right?
Yes, that was the character that Ving Rhames was playing. Again, with the diversity, the guy is white in the comics, and
he's of course making black.
That's okay. I didn't have a problem with that at all.
I didn't either.
I could dig it. I'm hip. Dead air. No dead air here.
No dead air here. No, but same because I wasn't like for me, Guardians of the Galaxy was Star-Lord, Drax.
Yeah, Rocket, Groot.
That's when I noticed the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah, not me.
So that's why when
I saw Guardians of the Galaxy was rebooted and it came out in the comics, I was like, ooh, cool, we're Guardians of the Galaxy. I picked it up. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? And I just threw the comics.
Is it like Venom now? Agent Venom, like is a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy too?
I have no idea. I really don't know. I liked Agent Venom. I read that a little bit. That was awesome. That was a cool storyline. Yeah,
because I remember now that it's like a whole new lineup of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
So the movie Guardians of the Galaxy was good. The comic book, I just couldn't get behind it. I don't know.
Listen, I said it before. Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 is my all-time favorite Marvel movie.
We've
already
discussed
debated
it.
this.
We've debated this.
Yeah, we've master debated this too. But yeah,
and people, if you're listening, go ahead and chime in. What is the best Marvel movie? For me, it's Avengers. It was the first one. All the most iconic heroes in one movie. That's what I say.
And I say that Guardians of the Galaxy Part 1 is my favorite Marvel movie because the merits is they took and did in one movie that it took Marvel, 5-6 movies
to do? Yeah.
To set up. They set that shit up in one movie. They took a team that absolutely nobody knew anything about, gave them all little backstories, brought them all together, and it made an awesome fucking story with a villain and just everything. Everything was self-contained in one movie. I loved it. And it was funny and it was action-packed. And Chris Pratt is... good-looking dude. Gamora's just hot as shit.
And we had the Nova Corp.
Yeah, the Nova Corp.
Marvel's version of the Green Lantern.
Yep, the Green Lantern Corp. So it was cool. It was cool. I like it. I liked it.
Now that's a character I want to see them bring into the Marvel movies. Nova.
Yeah. Well, it'll happen. I mean, they're gonna delve more into the galactic side.
Aren't they doing Marvel. The Eternals? What's their name?
Eternals?
The Eternals. They're doing that next, isn't it? They got it.
Are they doing the Eternals?
I heard something.
I thought DC was doing the New Gods.
Well, I know DC is trying to do that, but they've been saying that shit for a while.
No, they already hired a director.
Oh, they did. So that's a go. Okay.
The director that did A Wrinkle in Time, or the one that stupid movie with Oprah.
A Wrinkle in Time
came out. That movie was dumb.
You went to see it?
Yes, I did go to see it. Not by myself. I took my nieces to go see it, and they didn't like it either.
Then he went again by himself just to make sure.
No. I'm all about trying everything twice, but no.
Not that movie.
No, not that movie. That movie was dumb.
No, like I said, I heard that they were going to do the Eternals because they want to delve more into the cosmic aspect of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I mean...
That Captain Marvel is their...
segue
into that.
Yep. That's that door to open.
Because I know Thor... I thought Thor would have been, but...
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like it. I like it where they're going. I actually like the galactic side of the Marvel universe, the cinematic Marvel universe, actually more than I do the regular side.
Really?
Yeah, with the Avengers and all that, I like the galactic side. Maybe it's just more like, I don't know, because I'm just like space and sci-fi and shit. And
so it's pretty much everything you like in one.
Yes.
There we go.
I likes.
Me likey lots.
Too.
I'm not, like I said, I don't know, man. I like, for me, because you know how the Marvel has two different universes. You got the Marvel universe, you got the Ultimate Universe.
Yes.
I'm a bigger fan of the Ultimate Universe,
of course,
as I am the Marvel Universe.
Oh, okay.
Because in the Marvel Universe, I always tell everybody this thing. The difference is Nick Fury's a white guy with a patch.
Yeah.
And the Ultimate, he's Samuel L. Jackson.
He's Sam Jackson, yeah.
Because you look in the comic books and everything, he's fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
He is. They did that on purpose.
Like, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that's when that's when they did the Heroes Reborn. They started the Ultimate Universe.
I think so, yeah.
Because in Onslaught, when the last comic book, Onslaught, he killed all the Marvel superheroes. Yep. And then they did Heroes Reborn, and that's where they kind of brought them all back and shit. And
Yep. I wasn't, you know what? I'm not a big fan of the Ultimates universe. It's, I've read here and there.
You don't like Ant-Man as a wife beater?
What, he wears wife beaters?
No, he beats the shit out of Wasp.
Yeah, it was okay. It was okay. I'm not really a big Ultimates fan. And if you notice too, I mean, for a while, that's what I thought, that the MCU, that's where they took a lot of their stories and everything from the Ultimate storyline, not the regular Marvel storyline.
Because I know that in the new, this is where this is why sometimes I just don't like with the comic books. I know now Falcon was Captain America, because I know Captain America is back now.
Yes.
He was with Hydra for a while, or it was like an imposter. I never bought that storyline because I'm like, you're turning Captain America bad? I'm like, oh no.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get behind that. So I never actually read it to see what was going on.
Yeah.
But then somehow Steve Rogers again came back.
Yeah.
Like, this dude is like, he's a Jesus.
I don't know about Jesus, but...
Well, technically, he keeps coming back from the dead.
He does. Fun fact, Jesus was the original zombie?
He was.
Yeah. Died 3 days later, came back, brains. Power of Christ, amen.
Please, people, no offense.
Oh man, it just. I think I offend every episode. I do something to.
You do
somebody.
something to offend somebody.
I mean, didn't I say I'm like a Muslim that eats pork?
You did say that.
I did.
You did.
I mean, this episode's gone on a long time, so I mean, I kind of forgot what I've said.
Yeah, we've gone on for a while here about the comic books and stuff like that. But again, it's something that we're passionate about.
It is,
and it has to do with our title, Geeks That Lift.
Yes.
Please don't get it twisted. We're not nerds. We are geeks.
We are geeks.
We don't play Magic,
The Gathering,
or Dungeons and Dragons.
Hey, let's not alienate our audience.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Yes, okay. And let's not alienate our audience.
Okay.
Our whole audience of 12 people.
With our one fan.
With our one fan who ended up being the fake. That was weird. But then that's a subject for another podcast.
Another podcast.
All right. Do we got anything else?
No, that's pretty much it, man.
All right. Well, all right, guys. That was it. We have finished another episode of Geeks That Lift. We'll be coming on actually a lot more frequently now with a lot more of a steady pace, more content. We're going to try to post every week. As usual, just like I said last episode, which I haven't posted yet, sorry, that we're going to be trying to go on to all platforms. We're going to be going on YouTube. We're going to be going on iTunes. We're going to be going on Google Play, SoundCloud. Any place that you listen to podcasts. But for right now, check us out on Facebook at Geeks That Lift. Facebook.com/Geeks That Lift, at Geeks That Lift. I just like saying Geeks That Lift.
That's it.
And as usual, you got any comments, sections? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of dick. But, anything. Comments, grievances, suggestions. That's what I meant to say. Let us know. All right.